And welcome back everyone for the fourth, and sorry for a little bit of spoiler, but final match of this PCC main event, the grand final. Even worse timing against Villains, even worse timing winning the previous match in a very dominating fashion. This phase pick was absolutely like crazy, and here we can see a little bit of Villains trying to go for their own tech with the Grux onto Lobber and the Calari in the jungle. But to be fair, even worse timing has so many tools to deal with those two pick that it's gonna be such a toll harder for them to overcome. And yeah, it's a great match. Still grand final, the two best team of the PCC 6. Just jump in and enjoy this final game. And we are back for the game number 4 of the grand final. Even worse timing winning the previous one, so they're not 2-1 up. If even worse timing win that match, that means that they are the PCC 6 champion. If Villains want to have any shot at staying alive, they need to win that match. And so here we have Villains on the Dawn side, while we have even worse timing on the Dusk side. And here we do have the Rictor Toasty. I think it's the first time he managed to get the Rictor in the final. And during this quarter and semi-final, he exclusively played the Rictor and he was absolutely monstrous on it. They're trying to look maybe to find the Snoop, but the Snoop playing very far back. On the other side, we do have Lobber on the Grux facing into the Zarus. So that's a matchup that is the first few couple level, it's slightly at the advantage of the Zarus, then it gets back to the advantage of the Grux, but it's kind of playable. But the Zarus needs to never make any big mistake, because if he falls slightly behind, suddenly it makes the matchup very complicated to play. On the other side, we have on the dual lane, we have a Decker Twin Blast lane into a Rictor Murdoch lane. To be fair, Decker Twin Blast can simply control the lane with pushing from far away, and they should be fine. Rictor Murdoch is actually a very strong kill lane. Of course, any hook is always super dangerous, but Decker is very elusive against the hook, and the Twin Blast as well with the Rocket Dash, so you can completely play into a Rictor, and that should be fine. We do have Bri once again on the Iggy Scorch and Happy Picker on the Calari. To be fair, I think I remember that draft, and Grux and Calari were the two last pick, and I do feel the two pick are actually not great at all into the enemy composition. The enemy composition has a Decker, has a Belica, has a Steel. They have so much to counter those two pick, and the beginning was looking promising, but those two pick makes it very hard to play. The Grux can't really go in, the Decker just nullify fully the Grux, and even if the Decker doesn't nullify the Grux, you still have a Belica to go through. And the Calari, you have Belica that self-peel, you have a Decker that peel the backline, and you also have a Steel that can as soon as you go in can just shield slam you and you're dead. So those two pick not gonna be able to really find a lot of things. So their best chance is going through the skirmishes moment and trying to find some good pick. But the problem with skirmishes is also you have Iggy and Scorch that is actually very bad at skirmishes overall. And so there's kind of a fact that the draft on the side of Villains feel kind of incomplete in a sense. So a big portion of the trading pattern between the Grux and the Zarus kind of come down to, can you press your barricade when the Grux is pressing his ability? Here in that trade, if the Snoop managed to press barricade before the E connect, then suddenly Lobber lose this trade by a miles. And so the whole pattern of trading between the Grux and the Zarus early on is really around this barricade spell and trying to use it when the Grux is actually going aggressively on you. Here we can see Lobber get the level 3 first, not managing to get the level 3 himself on the side of the Snoop, and so Lobber take a very good advantage. And here we have Happy Picker trying to go for the full bait, and we get the flash, and we get the double dagger plus Death Mark. Very well played. We do have import coming, but I guess with the move speed from the rotation it should be enough. And we get Shin rotation, and very well executed by the side of Villains, already killing the Zarus, crushing the wave in the process. And that was so well played by Lobber, going for a lot of damage and then kind of looking that he's going for the chill buff, so the Snoop remains a little bit not really scared, and then suddenly the Calari appear from the right side Great first dagger into turning after the flash to get the second dagger, because otherwise if he missed like any of his spell, it wasn't enough. And nice hook by Toasty. Toasty has been a monster on this Richter pick during the whole tournament, and it seems to keep continuing, and that's exactly what they should be doing on the side of villains. Like I said, in terms of pure team fight and pure comp, I feel like there is like a few like aspect of the side of villains that are a little bit lacking, and so they really need to actually like secure those early picks that they can find, making the map a little bit chaotic, trying to use that Richter to get like some good pickups. These calorie grugs also, like, people can get deleted very fast, and that's exactly what they're doing, and so far they're doing it well. So here we do have Happy Picker that is around the dual lane. I don't think there is a lot to be found because Toasty doesn't have any mana. The dual lane just want to reset.
Be back soon.
And here we get like the Snoop coming out of the top of the staircase, trying to get like a stun into Bright that would have follow up into a Seismic Assault from Shin. Probably not a kill, but a lot of damage, so flashing immediately actually save Bright from taking some form of damage, and so like he can stay in lane without any issue now. That's why like when you need to flash, flash early, don't flash late. Here we're looking at maybe like another gank on the Snoop. We got the flash in. They know that the Snoop does not have flash. They go for the smash and grab. The Snoop like keeping like very well his evade until the end. I feel like Lauber using like the smash and grab a little bit early. I think if Lauber keep the smash and grab for like after the calorie arrive, the Snoop is forced to dash away, and maybe you can get the smash and grab to bring the Snoop back into both of the melee character, and then you can maybe get the kill. I love the fact of using aggressively the flash, but smash and grab was used a little bit too early in my opinion, and so like they didn't have like an opportunity to go for it. Here, Import trying like to deal a little bit of damage, but we have the rotation of Shin, that's why like they're forcing that. Happy Picker flashing away. Shin is no mana, so they're looking at maybe like fighting that, but they have to be careful. I'm not sure it's like completely correct here, like the Snoop can just chase, and Lauber is probably gonna be dead. We have Bright rotating, so Lauber turning again. Bright is gonna like maybe like secure like some kills. We get like one kill, one dagger. Import is at 1 HP. We try to go for the next dagger, but Bright is here, and so in the end it's a 2-for-1. But on the other side, they do find the Richter. What happened on the Richter on the other side of the map? Ooh, Toasty not seeing Ray coming from the side. Very well played by Ray. Toasty not fully respecting. Ended up dying for not much of a reason here. I guess he was looking maybe for the hook, but wasn't expecting at all Ray to be around. I didn't see the passing from Ray, so maybe it was like very, very smart by him and suddenly disappeared and get bamboozled, and that's a free kill for them.
Allied tower under attack.
So we're walking towards the Basilisk on the side of the Grux. We already get the ultimate. Cannon has been denied. Toasty is level 4, so you need to level up a little bit because you really want your level 6 on the Richter. That makes you super strong in lane. Shin going for a heavy rotation playstyle so far. Ooh, trying to go for the counter engage with the hook, but we do miss, so that means that Toasty is gonna take a lot of damage because he tried to go for this hook. And we do get like the rotation from import. They appear on the ward, get the flash immediately out of Lyconator. Use the shield in case the hook was coming to go for a counter engage. And that's a free flash just for a bull rush and a good like passing by import, so even War Slamming is gonna be happy with that. On the other side, we have Lobber and the Snoop going at it. We try to go for the long arm of Vodolo across the map, but unfortunately it doesn't connect. Lyconator missing here. That would have been like very good for Lobber, because if they go for the kill, suddenly you can crash the wave. We do dodge, get the flash out of Shin, but ultimate is a fun ability, so goodbye Lobber. Immediately reacting with the stasis bomb to stop Toasty from like advancing further and maybe trying to go for a replash while a Picker was around. Pablo kind of disrespecting the opponent, stepping up into like hook range like it was nothing when he has absolutely like no mana.
Allied tower under attack.
Here we have the rotation of import going on to Toasty, and then we got the stun. We try to go for the hook, but it's just like a matter of like surviving a little bit longer, and in the end that's a pickup. And so after that pickup on Toasty, they go for like the Fang Tooth. Lobber is trying to apply a little bit of pressure onto the offlane, but the Snoop is playing slow since he has no priority on the mid lane that Bri can be rotating. The Snoop played that very, very well. Maybe there is a window to get the mini prime. To be fair, with Scalari plus Iggy and Scorch, like you just melt objectives super duper fast. Happy Picker getting bounced back. That's not what I want to see from like top jungler in the game. They do secure the mini prime. Was kind of close for Shin to steal that, so could have been scary. Good seismic assault on two of them. I'm not so sure, like Lobber going like super aggressive with that mini prime here, using his flash, trying to get like a lot of damage onto Shin. And if, like, to be fair, Shin doesn't get like the seismic assault onto Toasty, that would have been a replash, that would have been a kill. But Shin, like, very cold-headed play, managed to get like the seismic assault on the two target and disengaging, and so in the end he got like almost like the whole life of Lobber, which means that it denied like a little bit of presence on the map of this mini prime, and on top of that it also like get the flash out of the Grux, which is like something that would be very, very scary.
Allied tower under attack.
And so here we're playing like very aggressive. We get like the whole damage. Lyconator was left alone, so they press like the W immediately. We do get like a nice way of like Ray being like pulled on the tower. We do get the dagger. We try to go into Pablo afterwards. We get the death mark, that is the kill. We get the flash. Maybe one more dagger will do the trick. Plus one more auto attack, and unfortunately it's not enough. Bri is coming from behind, so maybe that should be a kill if Bri arrives. Flashing aggressively, Pablo dodging everything, activating the Ultra Instinct, finding the kill onto Toasty, and now suddenly like Bri is in a bad position, getting rotated on by import, and then like it just like get auto attack, and Pablo just absolutely destroying villains here. That's a big big problem. So let's watch again like what we should be probably like doing. Bri is going around. There is no way they can get to that wave. There is like humongous wave to be catched. Like they really need to catch like all these waves that are arriving, so they don't want like to have everyone die. Bri like going like super aggressive with this flash in feels like a little bit weird to me. Like, and then you're not like perfectly like together. That's the thing. Like, if you go for this type of dive, you need to act as a unit at the same time. And because like you go like first Bright Flash, which means that Pablo can just like move around, and then Toasty is coming, and all of that like means that if both Toasty and Bright arrive at the same moment, Pablo has no shots of staying alive here. So should I use Blink for a kill as Ada seen early or not? It depends. It depends. If like it depends like what the kill is going to offer you. If it's a moment that you can go for a kill, you're not gonna die in return. You also like gonna deny like farm from the enemy carry, and that will allow you to start snowballing, and you're confident to actually like be able to bully the enemy carry if you get ahead. By all means, go for it. If you just go for the kill and suddenly you're just trading because in any case you're dying and the wave set is in a bad situation, no, you should never go for it. Also, it depends on how likely the enemy team is going to collapse on you, and so how much you're gonna become vulnerable as a carry if you don't have your flash up. So it's like it can be valuable and it can also like be a big mistake. So it really depends on the specific situation. But if you can get a kill and like the kill is against the enemy carry most of the time. If it's just for the enemy support, I don't think it's really worth it. But it's just like if the kill allows you to get ahead without you not like becoming very weak afterwards, during the 5 minutes you don't have your blink, go for it. Otherwise, I would say no.
Perfect placement.
And indeed, they made you look good, Pablo. So we're 5 and 8. We're actually like 30 CS up on the side of villains, but we're 3 kill down. Pablo is scaling pretty well, I think. 3, 1, and 2, working towards the Sky Splitter. We do have Lobber that is slightly ahead in terms of CS, but nothing too dramatic that the Snoop can't play the game. Here Happy Picker is trying to come, but Import immediately like being a nuisance to Happy Picker. They try to find Pablo, they go for the guillotine, very well played into the next like death mark. Happy Picker finding the pick, but maybe like gonna survive or not. It's very low, we get like the beam, we try to go for the stun over the head of Toasty, but it's not good enough. Lyconator 1 HP, Happy Picker 1 HP, but now we get Briar rotation, and so that's a free pick on Pablo, very well played by Happy Picker. And since Briar is still around, I don't think they can really like realistically force this Fengtus. So, free pick up on the side of villains, very well played. Lobber keep applying a lot of pressure on the Snoop.
An allied tower is destroyed.
And indeed, Shin is like noting in the chat that Bry on his rotation as the Giant Scorch should have cleared the wave because this wave wasn't cleared. The side of Even Worse Timing managed to get the tower, and by getting this tower also like mean that now they're slightly gonna be like slightly late in terms of pressure to be able like to fully go for this Fengtus. Here Import is trying to go, they do secure the Fengtus, Import has to go away, nobody is there around, but yeah, in the end Even Worse Timing getting a free tower simply because Bright didn't clear the wave as he should have been, and also like rotated to not get like any fun.
Allied tower under attack.
Here we're looking to get like a little bit of damage into Import. Mini Prime is up, could be like the next contention point. We see that Lobber is around like the river buff. Gonna secure the ping buff, get the level 11, which means that it's ultimate level 2 available. We do get the Citadel out of the Grux. I guess it's like to help into this matchup against the Zarus.
Allied tower under attack.
So we're trying like to make maybe a trap on Shin in the mid lane. Lover is there. They go for the flash. They try to go for wombo combo. Very good stun by the side of Red to stop Toasty to be able to go for the replash. And so that allows Shin to just flash away to safety. We're trying to go like for a counter engage, like a lot of damage being done onto that Rictor. Rictor being 1 HP, forcing the sanctification. And that creates like priority here on this mid lane. Through this situation, Lober is coming back, so they do have to be careful. Like Ray is quite low and Shin doesn't have a lot of mana. Happy Picker trying to find Ray. Ray like getting like the good stasis bomb to try to survive the onslaught, and then we got the shield slam onto that Grux. We get like Ray finally through the long arm of the low from that Murdoch. We're trying to catch Pablo here, but Pablo is pretty dangerous by itself, and Laconator has to catch the wave so they can't keep chasing. And so the enemy team is securing the mini prime for themselves. I guess who got it? Okay, they offered it to Shin, so Shin will be able to, like, to delete people. Shin is going for the Oathbreaker, Orb of Growth, like kind of build, so that's really like going for the scaling. You get like a huge power spike at triple item, but it took quite a while to get online. So, but once you reach the late game with that build, you're an absolute monster.
Allied tower under attack.
And Shin like sharing his thought process in the chat, saying that he's going for the Orb of Growth Housekeeper because it's very good against the Kalari. And indeed, since you get like so much health, like the Kalari can't really like one-shot you as fast as it could be. And so like if the Kalari doesn't have any one-shot potential on anyone, suddenly like the Kalari pick becomes like very limited. And so like going this kind of bruisery route is very good to be able to survive the early mid game, and suddenly like you're very strong. Here we go like for the flash skewer. We get the Liberator out, we get the flash out of Pablo. Ray is missing the stasis bomb onto Bryce, so they do have to be careful. Bryce is keeping like the chase a little bit up, but there is nothing to be found. And so a clean disengage, but at the same time at the expenses of the Liberator and flash on Pablo. But that also costed the flash and the skewer out of Toasty, so slightly better trade, I would say, on the side of villains, but it's still like not super amazing. So third Fengtus of the match is going to respawn pretty soon. Team are going to look around to get it. They do have priority into that pit. They try to go into import, a little bit of poke. Then we get the grab. I feel like Lobber should never have step up here. Lobber get killed here. Like, the poke is completely fine by Toasty and Happy Picker to poke like a little bit the steal, because they don't have any sustain in their comp. So this poke is okay. Lobber going on, unfortunately, is just like so bad. Like here, like the goal is not like, you don't have your cooldown on your Kalari, you don't have your cooldown on your Rictor, and the enemy team have all their cooldown up. If you go in as a Grux, you're just gonna get bullied, and that's exactly what he did. Here, taking like 30% of the health of steal and disengages is completely fine, but I don't know. Lobber decided to take the bait. from his teammate when it was just like a poking moment, not an engage moment, and he ended up dying here. And so now suddenly like the team fight is super cursed because like Lobber is dead. They try like to force Leconator flashing in to try to dodge like the objective. We do get like a lot of damage from like the Calari, but this whole team fight, they do end up like getting Pablo thanks to Bry. Pablo like trying to disengage out of his team, which is like not the correct passing. You need to disengage with your team. And so it's a 3-4-1 that should realistically never have happened if Lobber didn't just like, hey guys, what if I hint? But yeah. And here like it was, to be fair, like the poke, double dagger, deathmark, replash was pretty good. But just like this pretty good poke turned out into like an absolutely horrendous moment because even like at top level, like some people have trouble of understanding like some moments it's just about poking. It's not like every time you press an ability, it's not always like to go full on engage. Here it was just like the idea of poking a little bit and yeah, that happened. So that's a free Fangtus for the side of even worse timing, plus triple kill. So what is happening on the other side of the lane? We're trying like to apply a little bit of pressure. This little like skirmishes put the side of even worse timing slightly ahead, but not by a lot. But this Calari and these Grugs are gonna become like even more useless as the like match progress. Like in team fight, they can't really like do a lot. So it's gonna be a problem as soon as we reach like the 5v5 situation. They're gonna have a trouble to find like their pull their worst in team fight. Well, we also have like some scaling build. Like you can see our enlightenment is actually finished now. We got like 3.5 items on the side of Pablo. Lover is trying like to survive. He's just gonna get Chen CC and the Graxi is dead. And suddenly one of your front line is out. Import is just like walking forward. Rictor is not very good at disengaging, so here like we can see they're trying like to do what they can, but Toasty just get picked up. We already find 2 people. They don't have a single front line available anymore on the side of villains. It's gonna be very hard. We try like to catch this Calari, trying like to kind of do like a kind of bait, but Happy Picker not taking it. Trying to find a pick onto Ray by himself. He doesn't have a lot of mana though, so he has to be careful. But they're kind of buying a lot of time. Lobber is back up, and so here you can see as soon as Lobber is back up, even worse timing is going for the reset. And that's something that is very well made by them. So many teams would have stayed a little bit longer over a round, try to start the R prime, realizing they can't, and then go back. And because if they would have done that, then the tempo come back completely on the side of villains. But because they realize that they can't do anything, they're gonna reset at that timing to be able to come back on the map and never offer a tempo back to villains. And that's something that more team needs to do, because sometimes staying around while doing nothing is actually like, if you stay too long, you actually like give full priority and full tempo advantage back to the enemy team. So here we get like guillotine away, trying like to survive. We get the bull rush into the stun. We got the shield slam, but like Shadow Dance is a little bit too strong to be able to dodge ability. Lobber is trying like to frontline. We get the Coliseum onto 2 people while zoning Lobber away. Lobber getting bullied out, is dead. Pablo arriving, forcing everyone to flash away, and that's a free kill. Happy Picker has been sent back to base. He's finally like walking again, but
Allied tower under attack.
it's like so rough. Like these Grugs can't really play in teamfight. Ooh, Happy Picker stealing the teal buff.
Allied tower under attack.
So here we can see Primal Fangtus has respawned. The side of Even Worse Timing is trying to get like jungle control around it. Trying to be a nuisance to Happy Picker here.
Allied tower destroyed.
We got Pablo split pushing while the team was taking advantage, so they got a free tier 2 tower while this team was just getting like vision control, something that Even Worse Timing is very good at. Ooh, Ray and Pablo trying like to flank people from behind. Happy Picker forced to get away. Ray and Pablo disengaging, completely cutting off like any like reinforcement for Happy Picker. And now Import plus the Snoop going in, going for double ultimate chain. And so they get like a lot of damage on Toasty. Toasty going for the skewer, trying to survive. They're finally gonna find like Import being very low, but Lobber is in the other side is going to give the trade-off. But in the end, it's a 1-for-1 and they lose the Grox to get the steal. I would say that's the advantage of villains because like this Grox is not doing much in teamfight anyway. Ray's coming from behind. They try like to get like a nice stun on Happy Picker, but Happy Picker was invisible, so it's a little bit hard. But once again, Even Worse Timing playing the map slightly better, getting like the tier 2 tower in mid lane. And so here, if like this situation just stop like that and they go back to base, they get gold to spend from getting 2 tier 2 tower, while the side of villains got like nothing besides like a single kill. And hello Mr. Mad. Here Happy Picker trying to make the play happen on Shin into the Bellica, but Shin super duper tanky with the Housekeeper plus the Orb of Enlightenment, so you can see like Shin was at absolutely no risk of dying. But it's still like creating like a little tempo that Shin need to go back to base. And so here villains try to go for the Primal Fangtus. We only have Ray that is around to be able like to contest that, and so that's actually like maybe a timing they can take. I don't know how much damage they have. Ray going for a lot of damage on Laconator, kind of setting up like the follow-up, and then we got Import stealing the Primal Fangtus, and that's tragic. That's super duper tragic. You lose the Primal Fangtus when you were doing it. So yeah, that's gonna be our prime as well, and that's probably gonna be game because double buff in the end of Even Worse Timing is usually game for themselves. And if they actually get game from it, that's gonna be the tournament for the side of Even Worse Timing. But yeah, it's a little bit sad. We tried to fully run down this Primal Fangtus. It was almost working, but Import, as usual, Import was there. Managed to cancel that. We get Happy Picker. Happy Picker was looking for the steal, but the side of Even Worse Timing just didn't let that happen. Import very low on HP, but it doesn't really matter because you have R Prime, and R Prime regen in that game is bonkers. Like the fact that you can keep auto attacking without losing your R Prime regen, or use your ability without losing your R Prime regen, is insane. Like it's not about being out of combat, it's about not taking damage. You can see like Import was like at 1 HP. They have no sustain in their team besides the R Prime regen. So we're gonna go for the 4-1 split, the Bellica being alone. So a little bit scary because Bellica doesn't have a lot of like escape, but she does has the Epoch to buy a few seconds for his team to rotate. And we're gonna get like a free inhibitor, very well played. Now we're gonna get the wave in mid, trying to get like the second inhibitor, and Even Worse Timing probably gonna finish with the double inhibitor as usual. Ooh, this Grux is just getting absolutely obliterated. Very nice Epoch from the side of Shin to counter the damage from the guillotine. And suddenly they do find the Snoop, so it's still like 1-for-1 trade, but Lycanator is at 1 HP. The shield slam on 3 people, probably after the flash, finding like a wonderful wombo combo. 4 people dead, only 1 dead on the side of Even Worse Timing, and that means that Even Worse Timing is gonna be the champion of the PCC 6. And so they were the champion in PCC 4, champion in PCC 6. I guess like every time it's an even number, PCC 2, 4, and 6. The team that has the most EU player end up winning the tournament. And so like very, very well played to them. Villains put up like a good fight. I feel like the first game and second game were very, very strong showing of Villains. The third game, they get completely surprised by the face pick. And here, they also like get like a little bit weaker in terms of their draft. And so they didn't really have the chance. In the end, Even Worse Timing was the better team and ended up winning PCC number 6.